Congratulations on this movie, Roland. And you always are in epic projects. Tell me what made you do this project?
Mainly, actually, to put a monument to some forgotten heroes, because I don't think people are aware of who like actually fought the Battle of Midway. And you have to understand one thing: in World War II, in America, they tried not to publicize who really won the battle. So what they actually did, they kind of promoted and said, "Oh, it was the torpedo bombers who did the damage, but it was the dive bombers," because they didn't want to give away that their strongest weapon was the dive bomber.
And about the casting process, what made you choose all these talented actors?
Well, I'm shot a movie once, 2012, with Woody Harrelson. So I kind of thought he would make a great Nimitz. So I offered him the part, and he was immediately on board. And I think when Woody Harrelson is on board on a project, that gives it a certain weight. And then next came Mandy Moore, and then we went through all the parts, and we got a great cast together.
And you also hired like young, talented actors like Darren Criss,
yes,
who's also half Filipino.
Well, it's like there was always a little bit, a movie where you see all kinds of age groups, because war is like it's naturally directed by the admirals who most of the time in their 50s. Mid-50s, and then naturally the radio man is like can be a 17, 18-year-old boy.
So what was the most challenging scene for you in doing this film?
Well, there was one big challenge, was how to pull off the aircraft carrier flight deck. We had like lots and lots of discussion about that. And we like kind of decided to do it indoors, so we have fully control. And we built this enormous sets where we had like, these planes standing on, and we had there was like big wind machines. It was like probably the most challenging part of the whole movie.
And on the location, was there any difficulty in doing the scenes, especially on the aircraft and the water scenes?
Well, we had the only water scenes we did was like only one day in Hawaii. We did this on the open sea. We didn't even use the tank, and the rest is all digital. It's hard for people to understand, but it's all digital. But when you go very close to an actor, you need to shoot it in real water. And we had like full access to all the places, because I think the Navy was very kind of, they read the script and they realized, oh my God, this is like finally somebody who is like kind of telling the real story and not kind of a made-up story.
And Dennis Quaid hasn't been in a movie for a while. How did you convince him to join in?
Well, he's like tries to play golf these days. But yeah, I mean, he was a week with us. This was also cool. We had constantly people coming in, coming out, and we had like totally fun, because we did like, when was that? Like 2002, we shot like Day After Tomorrow together. So we're like some sort of, we know each other.
And I was just talking earlier about the Philippine trip you made. Can you talk a little bit about that and your visit to the Philippines?
Well, I kind of visited the Philippines with my then producing and writing partner, Dean Devlin, who is half Filipino. And for him, it was also the first time he was in the Philippines, and we were in Manila. And it was quite comical to see him, like reacting in total shock that they wanted to kind of find him a wife. There were like girls camping out in our hotel. He was like kind of not the happiest camper, because he at that time was actually already, I think he had set his eyes on somebody, which I didn't knew. And with that girl, we shot like she was an actress, and she was then the wife of Heath Ledger in The Patriot. But I didn't knew this then, but he was like kind of already eyeing her.
Oh, okay. And when's your next trip to the Philippines?
That's a good question. I like the Philippines, but I heard they have like amazing islands.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and that's why I would like to go.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time and welcoming us for your beautiful home.